In Bill's situation with stereo, first of all, his two amps are not perfect stereo. One always sounds a little brighter than the other one. But I send them stereo in the house because he's got some crazy effects going on. He'll do some ping-ponging things, and it's really fun to feel the movement of what he's doing. Stereo's sometimes tricky, depends on the venue, depends on the room. If the room is really small and you've got stereo, sometimes only one side of the room will hear only half of it, or if it's really big. I mean, you really got to feel what the space is going to do for you. Sometimes hard stereo is not the way to go. Sometimes it's better to close it up a little bit so that it's more even throughout the room. There's so many different, variables, I guess, in venues, and so you're going to have to take into consideration how the room's going to work with you under the circumstances. But it also depends on what the musician wants. Some musicians want it to be completely hard stereo because they have a reason to do that. Or, keyboards left and right. You want to have the keyboards left and right. You want to feel the movement when they go across the keyboards, from the left hand to the right hand. Or drums, too. I mean, it's nice to feel when they go around the toms that you kind of feel a movement, so it's not just all flat center, That's to me, it feels good, and if it's not overdone, it feels natural. I depend a lot on the band to do most of the work. I want them to do the work, and I'm just there. And in jazz, now this is stylistically of the kind of music you're doing. If you're doing pop or electronic or something else, there's a lot more, I think, work that's going to be done in the front of house, But in jazz, generally, they're an ensemble. They're playing quietly on stage, generally, they're tight together. And so they're sending you sound as a unit, hopefully, if they're playing well together. And so I just want to take what they're giving me and just add it a little bit more into the room so that the audience gets that feeling too. It doesn't have to be loud. In fact, I prefer it. And I'd rather that 99% of it comes from the stage if I could, because they're doing fine. Their sounds are beautiful and their instruments are beautiful, and why should I mess with that? So I'm trying to just reinforce. I want it to just fill in the space a little bit more and do the best I can to keep it feeling like it's still coming from them and not coming from speakers hanging, on the walls or something like that. That's my goal, is to try to just keep it as natural as possible.